Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Haley and you're watching Between the Pages. My next book review for you today is When Night Breaks by Janella Angelis. This is the sequel to Where Dreams Descend, and again was part of episode 1 of my I'll Create TBR veterans, so we'll just get into it. At the end of Where Dreams Descend, during DeMarco and Kalia's final performance, she goes through, or she grabs Jack and they go through a mirror and it shatters. And so she ends up in this place called the mirror world, and Jack is from this world, so he understands the rules and the people and how to survive the mirror world. And the mirror world is basically a playground for magicians. You can make anything happen in the mirror world, and physics and shit doesn't exist because it's literally a playground for magicians. And so there's it's dual timeline, so we're following Jack and Kalia in the mirror world and figuring out all of that, and then DeMarco and the circus trying to figure out how to get Kalia back from the mirror world. And so that's kind of where this actually starts. She ends up meeting this character named Vane in the mirror world, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's DeMarco's sister Eva, because the reason why DeMarco is now a judge and does not perform anymore is because he and his sister performed together, Eva, and she was the actual magician, and DeMarco has no magic powers. He doesn't have magic whatsoever. It's actually kind of explained that DeMarco kind of takes power from other magicians and gives himself power. That's kind of sort of how I understood it. So he basically sucks the magic out of other magicians. So he was slowly killing his sister and had absolutely no idea. So in their final illusion performance, she goes through a mirror, and then and then she never came back out because she's supposed to go through the mirror and then come out the back. But she ended up going into the mirror world and getting stuck there. So she ends up meeting a character named Vane, who is part of this girl group of magicians that perform. I think they're called the Five Rings or something, or the Silver Rings. Something with rings, because they have rings that come down from the ceiling and they perform acrobatic stuff and things like that. And so I was like, it has to be Eva. And at one point she's I forget how she finds out that she's Eva, but I'm like, this is DeMarco's sister Eva. And I was right before it got revealed. DeMarco finds a way to get into the mirror world, and I was like, oh god, Jack. When Jack finds out that DeMarco is in the mirror world, he's gonna be like, god, this asshole again. Because like I said, Jack is the Eric stand-in, or the Phantom stand-in. Kalia is Christine, obviously. And DeMarco is Raoul, if we're gonna follow the Phantom of the Opera analogy. Or if you want to follow the Moulin Rouge one, Jack would be the Duke, Kalia would be Satine, and then DeMarco would be Christian. And I don't know if there's a love triangle in the Night Circus because I've never read it again. So apologies. I cannot add my 2 cents using the Night Circus, but I can with Moulin Rouge and Phantom of the Opera. So I was like, oh my god, Jack's gonna be like, god, I thought we got rid of him and he's here again. And so I was like, DeMarco and Jack's interactions are so funny, because Jack is like, dude, I fucking hate you. And DeMarco's like, I'm just here for Kalia. I just want to take her back home, and live happily ever after with her. So it's really funny to see them interact. And then, like I said, it is inspired by Moulin Rouge in a way. And so at one point, Roth, who is the master magician, basically he's the one who created Jack, so Jack's not actually human. Jack is an illusion who has been given magic, and through this magic he's become human, sort of kind of human. And so at one point Roth starts coughing blood into his handkerchief. Is it ever explained? No, it's not. It's never explained. I have no idea why this man was coughing up blood. I think it was purely there for the vibes. It's there for the Moulin Rouge vibes, and that's it. But it reminded me of how in Moulin Rouge, Satine ends up coughing up blood because she has tuberculosis, or consumption as they called it back then. So yeah, I was like, okay, this is giving Moulin Rouge vibes. And then the ending gave me Phantom of the Opera vibes. Because Kalia and DeMarco find a way back into the real world, so they go through the mirror, and Eva is still in the mirror world because she's like, I can't be who I want to be in the real world, so I have to stay here. And like at the end of this book, like the mirror world is like shattered, not literally but figuratively, and like everything has been destroyed. And so Jack is like, well, I have to stay here and like help. I have to help rebuild everything that we just destroyed. And so Eva stays behind, and like again, this whole thing with like the mirrors, because the mirrors in the mirror world show the real world, so like you can get glimpses of like real people in the real world. And Jack is still hopelessly in love with Kalia. Like he's never gonna stop being in love with Kalia, kind of like Eric the Phantom from Phantom Opera and Christine. So Eva helps Jack gather all of the mirrors into the Hall of Mirrors, and he just starts smashing them because he's like, I can't do this. Like I can't just go about my day and then like get a glimpse of her in the mirror because it'll destroy me. And so he just starts smashing mirrors, like at the end of the Phantom of the Opera when he takes all the drapes and curtains off the mirrors, and he just starts smashing them up because he just can't look at himself. But it's more like Jack doesn't want to like have a chance to see Kalia because then it'll remind him what he's lost. And so I was like, oh God, I love this so much. I loved these books. So again, I would definitely recommend this if you love Moulin Rouge and Phantom of the Opera. Again, I cannot say anything about the Night Circus. I have never read it. So sorry. Again, I might read it eventually. It's just, it's not on my plans right now to read it. So yeah, that was my review of When Night Breaks by Janella Angelis, and I will see you guys later. Bye!